Hello, I have exciting news, and that is that phase one of the 0% Nintendo Code project is done. So what's done now? Well, I went over the entire Mario 64 source code again. All the stuff here, it took me almost 2 months, because every function I saw that I thought was still Nintendo code, I have taken it, I have deleted it, and I have written it in my own way. What did we gain from that? Well, first of all, I don't want to say that this is 100% legal now, because I have no idea if it is. I also don't know for sure that I removed every piece of Nintendo code, because, like, maybe I'll see one code, think I wrote this, and then in reality I didn't. Like, that can absolutely happen. So for that reason, I plan to open source this, have people take a look at it, scrutinize it, tell me if something still looks like Nintendo code, so we can actually still fix it. Also, what is not changed, of course, is Mario. Mario is still Nintendo code. So if we wanted to legally release this, we'd have to make a completely new character controller, I am fairly certain. There's also still some very small parts of Lib Ultra that are not my own code for sure. And there is a solution for that worked in progress by a couple people. There are actually a couple competing projects that all may end up being the Lib Ultra replacement, which is why I have not spent any time on that yet, because, I mean, if I can profit off someone else's work and save my own sanity, why not? Especially when we can see multiple different ones and figure out which approach is best that way. And then there is still the topic of audio, which audio I would not say is completely rewritten. I have gone over a lot of audio, and I have optimized a lot of the audio. And I would say the allocation for audio is completely rewritten. But the actual logic in how audio is processed is still very much Nintendo code, I would say. Like, I went over it and I optimized it. I probably removed 90%, 80% maybe of the code, but it is still, nonetheless, mostly Nintendo's logic. What did we gain from this? Well, we gained a little bit of performance, a couple microseconds here and there, which is mostly from not ticking things that shouldn't be ticking, and from removing useless logic in a lot of code. The game is still pretty stable, surprisingly. Usually when I do a big rework like that, that means I fuck everything up. But somehow I did not, which is a good sign, a very good sign. Of course, there were a couple bugs along the way, but we fixed them. We also saved a good bit of RAM, which of course is still from removing useless logic, but also a lot from removing inefficient allocations. For example, originally in Mario 64, when you enter a level, for every actor that's going to spawn, it's going to allocate some actor linked list nodes, and for the warp, it's going to allocate some linked list nodes. That's all gone. The level script is now the list of actors to spawn, which is literally the only sane way of doing this. So the level scripts still work the same way, but the script to interpret them is completely different. It's more like an emulator for Mario 64's level scripts than it is actually running Mario 64's level scripts. But at the same time, this emulator is more efficient than the original, if that makes sense. I also made the actor struct a good bit smaller. I think there's something like 330 actors this game can spawn. And I removed... I don't know how much I removed. Probably like 80 bytes, 40 bytes, something like that. So it's a couple kilobytes we gained. The engine is now a lot more convenient to work with, which is, for example, because a lot of duplicated data doesn't need to exist anymore in the source code. For example, if you are a Mario 64 modder, you will know about this here. And for every behavior you declare in here, you have to extern it elsewhere. You don't need to do that anymore. That's annoying. Although I wouldn't say that's a Mario 64 code thing, that's just a decompilation thing. But it is not required anymore. Same for a couple other places. It's just the most significant one. We now have instant warp actors, which means there's actors that can control your instant warps instead of needing special collision types, which is going to be very useful for making the overworld, because there's so few collision types that can actually warp. And it's also going to help define the warps and everything. Warps in general are a lot easier to execute. You don't need this whole infrastructure Mario 64 needed anymore. We now have a function called perform actor move, which makes an actor move in a consistent manner across every actor. Mario 64 had like 5 or 6 different functions to do it. We still have some different functions to make the actor move cheaper, but this is a very good function to use for that. We have a much better cutscene system. You will be seeing this cutscene system all over the place. Look at the dialogue cutscene, for example. Look at that. Isn't that a beautiful dialogue cutscene? And then we turn the camera, and now it's on this side. Yeah, so I made creating cutscenes a lot easier. I can show you what a cutscene looks like. Let me just open the file here. 050 cutscenes. Yeah, so for example, you can just do this now. This is a simple cutscene. You just define like exactly what you want the camera setting to look like, and then it applies it to you. And this is how most cutscenes work now. I literally removed all the vanilla Mario 64 cutscenes. These are all custom ones at this point. They have nothing to do with the vanillas anymore. I'm very happy with this system. It's a lot simpler. We have a new interaction system with bit flags. Oh my god, this one I'm so happy with. I just put Mario somewhere where he isn't gonna fall asleep and start snoring. I do not want to deal with Mario snoring. Second, I have a lot of input lag. Don't make fun of my gameplay. The interaction system. Let me see, where did I put this? Right here. This is also completely remade. This is like 70% reduced code size. But the way it works now is with bit flags. So you have these bit flags here. I wish IntelliSense worked at least like sometimes, but it doesn't. Oh, there it did. Yeah. So you now have a bit flag for can be jumped on, can be jumped below, can be punched, can damage Mario, pushes Mario out, restores breath, which, you know, that's what coins would do, add coins, talk to Mario. All these things here. And this makes it really easy to make new interactions. If you didn't know, the original game had exactly 31 interactions, which were some of these here. For backwards compatibility, I have kept the interaction names, but the way they work is completely different now, right? So a pole is just a thing that pushes Mario out when you walk against it, but you can also grab it. Something punchable is something that can be punched, and okay, well, this is kind of silly. Better example, something interact bounce top. This is like a Goomba. Goombas can be punched, you can jump on them, and they can damage Mario. This instead of 31 possibilities, it gives us, what is this, 17 to the power of 2 or something like that, 2 to the power of 17. And then we also have a much nicer setup for environment effect rendering. This one I'm super happy with. People hate this file here. NFFX. This is the environment effects file. In the original game, it's a little annoying. In this game, it's a little simpler. It's still a shit show, but like, it's a little bit less of a shit show to use. And of course, this is the thing I've shown. This is not really a refactor, but my reset effects. Oh, you didn't even see it there. Hey, you see that? That's also part of the rework that I did, just because this is what I've seen. I can showcase some of these more in depth in some other video, but that's about it. Bye bye.